What's happening, champions? Today, we talk about stopping negative thinking and destroying self-doubt for good. The biggest mistake that somebody can make is that once you start thinking negatively, once that kicks in and you really feel yourself getting dragged down, the worst thing that you do is allow yourself the time to think and to be with the thoughts and to continue them. Because what happens over time and very, very quickly is that you form these habits, these patterns in your mind that will continue to play out over and over and over again. And the more often that you let them take over, the stronger that they get, the worse that it gets, and the more dragged into them you become. When you give yourself too much time to sit around and think, it's killing you. I mean, seriously, the worst thing that you could possibly do when your negative thoughts begin to kick in is to continue to allow yourself the room and the space to think. What you want to do as soon as possible is to use the emergency button, because the easiest way to take yourself out of those spirals where it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse is simply to stop it, quit it. Don't let yourself think anymore. Don't allow yourself the space to sit there and go through all of these thoughts and get caught up in this loop of negative thinking. I used to struggle a lot with having negative thoughts. And one thing that I really noticed was that every time I would start to think negatively, it would be hours upon hours. It could be the whole day just caught in this loop and this stream. But what I also noticed, which was the amazing discovery, was that the moment that I put myself around other people that I cared about, or into any kind of physical activity or sport, I immediately had to come out of my head and into the present moment, which then forced me to stop the negative thinking, which made the pattern weaker, and I was less likely to fall into negative thinking again. This is so simple, but it's the emergency button, and you want to use it as often as you possibly can. It's literally that button that you want to press over and over and over again, and there's never a point where it's too much. Anytime you see yourself going into self-doubt, negative thinking, do something as soon as possible that will bring you into the present moment and force you to come out of your head and go into your body and go into what you're doing fully. Draw, sing, paint, dance, play the piano, learn the guitar, go outside, go meet up with somebody. Anytime where those negative thoughts hit you, force yourself to leave isolation. Don't be by yourself. Get around people. Do anything that makes you happy. And of course then what comes up so very quickly is, well, hey, I don't want to do that because I don't feel like it, because I'm feeling very negative right now and I'm doubting myself and everything is horrible and my life is a joke. But this is that battle in your mind that you don't give up. You just don't give up. You don't lose this one. You don't let them win, because those voices, those thoughts, they'll just drag you down over and over again. And the more often you let them win, the worse it gets for you. What do you think successful people think about all day? By the way, this is not something that comes naturally to most people. It's not something that we just do from the moment that we're born, especially because usually the environment around us is quite negative. The news are negative, the people around us are often negative, and a lot of the influences that we have are negative. So don't take this for granted. It's not just something that happens like, oh yeah, I just woke up this morning and I felt amazing and I was thinking super positively. It's not always going to be that way. Sometimes you have to make a conscious choice and decide to say that, you know what? I'm not gonna let that negative thinking take over today. It's my turn, and I wanna think positively. I wanna think good thoughts. I'm not gonna let that crap get me down. So get that positive environment rolling. I mean, even if you struggle to make good friends and find quality people that are thinking the way that you want to be thinking, and even if you're struggling to put yourself in and around people that are super positive, you can always turn on an audiobook and plug into your ears some positive message, something powerful, something empowering, something that you learn and grow from. You could be playing motivational speeches while you work out. At the end of the day, whatever you give attention in your life will grow. If you focus on all the negative shit, if you constantly think about everything that's wrong, then you'll keep seeing this. However, the moment that you focus on what's good in your life, the moment that you take some time to reflect what you've done really well, what's happening for you, and all the good things that are really coming together to make your life possible, then it's a whole different outlook and your experience completely changes. You cannot stay angry and frustrated and feeling negative when you're grateful, when you're in gratitude, or when you're thinking about all the exciting things ahead, all of the potential that you have to explore, the life that you have ahead of you, all the great things that you could do with your time. That's it for today, but we have a lot of great times ahead, so I hope that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll see you champions on the next one. Leave me a comment if you enjoyed. Peace.